You
Alrighty.
understand?
What?
What?
And we are back. What episode number are we on? 255. ADLR podcast. I am here with Brizzle Brian.
Hmm.
We actually watched and listened to some stuff. Well, the Kendrick hype. That's why I listened to the album. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have heard anything else. What was the? I keep forgetting. I keep asking you each episode. What is the one that's a smooth album ride? That's what I was gonna listen to.
Um.
That's homework I gotta do. It was like 6 episodes ago or something.
I know who he is, but I'm blanking on his name.
Oh,
Hold on.
I don't know off the top of the.
Imported couches.
That's the
Larry
name.
June.
Larry
That's a
June.
song in the album.
I know. I know you're not just hitting randomize on words, right?
Maybe I'm not.
You're not doing a roguelike on words.
Maybe I am. You don't know.
I
Poker.
don't know. You might be.
How many episodes are in Agatha all along? Because I think I'm one episode away.
Fuck if I remember, Brian. Maybe
That's it.
8, maybe 10.
That's it.
Hold on, let me look up.
That's it. I'm already looking it up.
Okay, hell if I know. Like I think we watched
You
it.
know.
Did we binge watch it? I think we binge watched it. So I don't remember
9
how many
episodes, so I have 2 episodes left.
Okay, are you enjoying yourself or not? I know the beginning is
entertaining.
kind of rough, but then it starts. Yeah, it goes from rough to like, oh, it's entertaining. About a couple episodes in.
I would say from the beginning itself, I'm like, oh, this is entertaining.
Oh no,
Just
the
because
first
the
two
whole detective bit,
episodes.
I was like, okay, that's funny.
No, that for me took too long. Like, okay, we get the bit. She's not real. Move on. It was like a whole episode, and I'm like, all right, I don't know about that one. And then like episode 2 or 3 is where I'm like, all right, I'm getting the hook because they focus on the witches road. So I'm like, all right, it's not gonna be like back and forth with the fucking town. They
I
had a.
called both the twists.
Oh, okay. Yeah, once you know the second twist, the kid, you're like, oh, okay.
Even the one after that, I'm like, Aubrey Plaza, her character, like almost immediately, I'm like,
Oh no, that
is
one slipped. I thought she was part of something else until like obviously when it starts being hinted at, I'm like, oh fuck, I got that wrong.
literally the first encounter that
Mm-hmm.
they do at her house, where she's like, now that you have no powers, I can. I'm like,
Oh,
is
she
that?
this?
Yeah, and then they're like, all right,
Cool, sick.
they were pretty on the nose with it, I think, at least for me.
Oh no, I just thought they had beef because Aubrey Plaza always has beef with somebody in character mode. So I'm like, they probably just have beef. And then when it came out, I'm like, oh okay. I even like the facial the CG reveal, or I don't know if it was makeup or CG, but when she turned her back, or did you see? Yeah, you did. And you saw what she looked
That's
like
the
in
last
it.
episode that I saw.
Okay, yeah, cool.
The one with the
The tarot cards.
yeah.
That shit was pretty lit. I told you that was the favorite character I was talking about. What's her name? Ilya, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, she was popping off in that show. I thought it was dope.
That episode is probably the best episode of the season so far.
That's yes. Well, we walked the.
They did good character in that one episode. They did good character development.
They sure did. We are both me and I watched it. We're right there with you. Like as soon as we finished the episode, I'm like, why did they pop off on this episode? But they did. They did really well on that. And then the next two you have is. Oh wait, there's still one more. Did they have an episode of the kid yet?
Wait, they revealed the flashback.
Yeah, like the whole episode was a
that was
flashback.
before.
Okay,
That was
cool.
the episode before.
So
That episode was the least. I didn't give a shit about that episode.
It's because I think it happened too far in. Where I'm like, we went too far back here to like I didn't care personally. I'm like, this should have happened episode 1 or 2. Like, what? How did this kid get here? And then we could keep it moving. That's just my personal preference. Of I like to watch stuff chronologically.
I don't even mind that they flashed back. It was just
It was whatever, right?
I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun. They every witch is visible in his flashback, but
Yeah, how they were all intertwined or whatever before they.
the only one that didn't was the Aubrey Plaza.
But we know why.
But that's the thing. Even the way that he explains his backstory, she could have fit.
Oh, right. She could have, or maybe that was the intent all along. Is to her to come in. Spoilers for the show, I guess, but she subs in for someone. Okay. Because the person that she was subbing in for was not about it. So, like, it makes sense.
I didn't get the laugh from her, so I'm upset.
Yeah, did she do it in WandaVision? Yeah, right? During the dinner scene or whatever,
I
right?
think she starts it in the dinner scene, then it gets a little uncomfortable, and then it goes, "All right, this was cool. Let's play it safe and make it boring the rest of the show."
Yeah. So it did have.
I don't know if it's gonna happen, but when they mentioned when they're setting up the coven, and then she's like, "All I see is a black heart,"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit, Blackheart, the
Yeah.
character."
And you think that might be a small, hey, a way
It's
to.
probably a wink. I was hoping it was like that's who's gonna be their last person.
Oh, you were stretching for that because who would know that character to introduce him like that in this?
I mean, who wouldn't know some of the people that were in X-Men '98?
Oh, facts.
Not too many people even know Wiccan or Billy.
Oh, that's true. Because they never mentioned them by name, so they would always, hey, it's this person.
They might have. I don't even know when they're doing the Halloween episode of WandaVision. Maybe they referred to him as Wiccan. I don't remember.
I thought
He
they were
was
just,
dressed like him.
yeah, I thought they were just dressed like them. I don't think, I don't, I'd have to rewatch it, but I'm not
I
going
don't
to.
ever want to rewatch it, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna go rewatch it. Oh, we can check what's it called, New Rock Stars to see. That's something I didn't check out is see if they had any rock stars for the show for the Agatha show.
I usually watch after.
That's what
Like
I'm
I
saying.
check after I finish the show.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I finished it a few weeks ago, so I just haven't looked it up
Gotcha.
to see if there's like some crazy stuff I didn't catch the first time.
I wanted to see if they had anything for Arcane.
Oh, does New Rockstars do it for Arcane too?
I don't even remember.
Oh, okay, because I'm sure there's stuff that's like when you told me Warwick, I'm like, who the fuck is that? And I looked it up. I'm like, oh, they're using this to use sort of like him, and I'm like, okay, because I'm like, who is he talking about? I do remember the little girl though, because I'm like, that she has like a bear friend, right?
No, no, you're thinking of I can see her face, Annie, and she has Mr. Tibbers is the big ass bear summon. Who I
Okay,
thought it was gonna be because of the hat was Timo, the little
you're
furry thing that
right.
shoots poison.
You're right. I thought they were bringing in. I guess it was Annie because the girl came in first, and then they were like, I think we're going right into Arcane season 2, I guess. So,
That's I guess fine. I guess
they went right into the. She was introduced for Jinx, and then they had what's his name working on some beast like thing. So I'm like, maybe she'll. And then they had the blood thing, and then it went to her, and I'm like, oh, maybe she'll be like, chill, bruh, and then she'll be teamed up with him. But that didn't happen.
the second I saw, uh, not so much that it was Singed the one doing it, but when I saw Vials and then I saw a random wolves, I'm like, they're gonna set up Warwick, and then they kind of did.
Yeah. Uh, I didn't know where to start, man. It picks up literally a couple minutes after the rocket was shot in the first season. Uh, to see the destruction done. I think a bunch of this is the first couple minutes, so this is not really spoilers. Not the whole. Most of the council is gone, including Catherine, Caitlin's mom,
Caitlin's mom.
Caitlin's mom. Um,
Bup.
she is then given I don't know what her title is. I don't know if she's general or something or she got a big boy, you know what I'm saying, like a big boy spot. So like she's like the head of something after that.
Captain or general.
Okay. Um so she got the update there and then they're like everyone's on the hunt for Jinx. She goes into hiding for who knows how long. Uh I think quite some time cuz the riots were breaking out. There's people I mean they have the montage of people looking for her in the streets, pretty much taking over the underworld. They have a name for it. Zara?
Zon is
Zan.
the under,
Why do I think
and then
Zorro?
top side is Piltover.
Okay. Uh, so Zan, yeah, they were going in there grabbing people. Then it started like a rebellion thing. Everyone started painting their hair blue, and I'm like, oh snap, she's a movement now, right? Uh, I don't know. I dug this season. It was the pacing was different from the first one because they ended in such a hype. I was expecting this whole thing to be hype, but they did a good job of like slowing down the pace. They even tried to introduce some new stuff. Like they went more into the hex tech stuff, which took
That's kind of
over
my
by
complaint.
they took over at the end of it, and you're just like, all right, we're just watching random magic happen. Yeah, I kind of felt the same way a little bit. I'm like, okay, the first two acts were like, let's deal with this uprising of Zahn, and is Jinx gonna be a leader, or it's like, if like potential arcs that could happen, and then it was just like, oh, the bad guys is magic. It's like, all right, it
Yeah.
turned weird. I did like the designs though, like when they turned into like the white, I don't know if it's like, if they are still human, but like they turned into like robots of some sort because they were like they were spinning their hands like it was a robot. So uh, those were dope. Even what's his name's final form was sick.
Warwick's.
Warwick's,
That's something.
even Victor's. Like when he was walking in before he went into
Oh,
when he was talking to Jace, I'm like, oh shit, he's out here.
with his regular face behind the mask still, I was like, that looks cool and
I
weird
thought it
at the same
was.
time.
I liked it because I'm like, instead of just fusing it, like it would have been easy to. He's just like, no, I designed this mask, bro, and he took it out. I'm like, okay, the fashion was there in this season. Everyone was wearing some dope shit.
Mel is still the most gorgeous character in the show.
The redhead girl, no,
Black
Mel.
lady.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what you meant.
With the gold.
And then when she got her, yeah, everyone's getting like power ups here. She
She
got her power up. I'm like, she has to be overpowered.
even before that, like when they first show her in this season,
Oh
I
yeah,
forgot how I was like, yeah,
she's killing it.
gorgeous.
Jace, you know how Jace got wrapped in there now.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, I get it.
100%.
I'm with you there. Even what's her name's little arc? It wasn't an arc, but like her mom's thing came to light in this season. I thought it was really dope. Like with the whole black, they introduced like the
Black Rose.
Black Rose people, and I'm like, oh, they're just mages or witches, or wait, is it mages or witches?
They were mages, but some of that, I assume it's not 1-to-1 to like the lore in League.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Because some stuff doesn't add up.
yeah, and I don't know too much about like the lore in the League, but I thought the Black Roses were like a mercenary group.
Oh, they
like
made
something
it.
completely different.
Oh, they made it seem like it's like a, like the thing in Dune. The oh my god, something Jesseret. I forgot what it's called in Dune. Like with the coven of witches or something. I do not recall.
No, I lied to you. It's similar stuff. I'm thinking of something else.
Then I don't know what you're thinking of.
There's a lady named Samira that has something to do with.
You sure it's not Dota?
Okay, no. So yeah, there's a lady, uh,
Yeah.
who's like a mercenary for the Black Rose.
Ah,
And
okay.
in my head, I thought that meant that was
They're-
mercenary groups.
No, that means they paid that
Um,
mercenary to do a bidding. Yeah. Okay.
um, that's really the biggest gripe is honestly the last arc, the last
The last
three
Act 3.
episodes.
Yeah, Act 3 was a
Act
little.
3 is where
Ugh.
it got too busy, and it feels like they cut out the parts that mattered. The reason I say that is, how do they just go from such? Do we go into spoilers or no?
Let's wrap. I mean, we can do a quick. Do we
All
recommend
in
it?
all,
Yeah,
I
a
would
quick
say
recommendation. We're gonna jump into spoilers because there's a lot to
it's
talk
good.
about.
They ended in a way that, I mean, like they've already told us before the show like finished. They're interested in doing right or league shows from other perspectives. So while Arcane is done, this story's done. They still have other sides of the world that they built that they want to make shows for. They do a good job at leading into who we could possibly follow, who is probably going to be the big bad.
Yeah, but that's the problem with Act 3. It's a trailer for whatever plethora of shows are coming out. It's not. I don't know. That
Well,
last episode was. Tune in next time to see where these guys go. Tune in next time to see where these guys go. Tune in next time to go. Like it's like, okay, well, do that with a trailer outside of the show. Like end it with a bow in a way where I don't know. Go ahead.
But yeah, for it being a send off, like ending on their terms, I guess they did a good job. I have nitpicks. I
Mhm.
prefer the first season still overall.
Mhm.
But it's yeah, I enjoyed it. Good content.
I'm with you there. I think I did on pretty much everything you say there. Act 3 is where it got a little messy for me, but 1 and 2 I enjoyed a lot. First season was, I think it's because it was like, oh shit, it's the first time we're seeing the animation. It's the first time we're seeing everyone's chemistry. Like it was like, oh, everything's popping off. So that's why I do. So it might be a nostalgia thing for the first season, but same. It's definitely worth watching. If you enjoyed the first season, definitely finish watching because there's some crazy sequences that are you got to see because it's animated and it looks excellent. That's it on that. If you do not want any spoilers, we will be spoiling the hell out of this. So please move forward. Who knows how long? Just click in front and pray. You don't go to the next. You don't fast forward into like a spoiler. What was I gonna say? Yeah, we can get
Probably
into it now.
words.
Yeah, we could say just name. We're in the clear now. So if you've seen it, enjoy. If you haven't, you should definitely go see it before you hear this.
To me, it's one season, but it's 3 arcs just because they released separately, and that's kind of how they they're like contained sections of the story.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 arcs to me felt like Arcane season 1. So like those chef kiss that I can recall, there wasn't really any complaints.
I think it's because of the magic. I think them focusing on the magic at the end became more anime than the not grounded, because none of this is grounded. It's just it felt gritty, I guess, still in a way.
They
Where it's
didn't
like
introduce it well, like they didn't flesh out that part of the world enough for it to them to shoehorn and then make it end on that. I
with all
think
the magic, because you don't know what's happening. Like they're just like, by the way, timelines. What? Yep. Here, this is how we're getting it here. It's a loop. We sent him back, and I'm like, why are we now knowing this on the final act of the final season? It just felt weird. Like they added extra stuff.
they honestly should have left out. They should have left out the that arc side of things from Jason Victor for a sideshow. I think they should have focused on the war part of things and had that, but just be Noxian troops.
I'm with you there, because they also had that. I mean, it was a nice episode, the flashback where he saw what Jinx would have turned out if roles were reversed. And what's it called? I'm like,
That's my favorite episode.
that was a really nice episode. Like that was a self-contained little story there. You got to see not
By
story,
far
but
the
world
best
building.
episode.
I'm like, okay, I'm digging that. They had good animations. The chemistry between Echo and Jinx was there. I'm like, oh shit, this could have been
Powder. That's Powder.
That's Powder. You're right. Like that, they did a good job of showing that differences between no, this is Powder, this is what this would, and this is Jinx, right?
It's because of that episode that I have a gripe with the third arc, and that being, you see how they fleshed out basically Enter the Spider-Verse, but in League form for that episode.
Yeah.
And then when they comes back to, and Jinx literally has a fucking grenade to end it. Like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
And then they cut away from that. You would think if it's something, if the main character's gonna off themselves, you stay on that until it's resolved, and then you cut away.
They just use that to make it flashy for her actual thing later on, if that makes sense. And I'm like, okay, that was a weird way of letting us know she has a grenade up her sleeve, right?
And the thing too was like, what I thought probably happened. People who worked on the show kind of confirmed a lot of stuff were cut out just so they can fit time constraints that they were given for like time length for episodes.
Oh,
They actually went into more detail there.
so that might be they're gonna put that in the blue when they release season 2 in the Blu-ray. There might be some deleted scenes then.
Apparently, a lot of shit got deleted.
That's so weird. Netflix owns the platform. What do you mean length? Like, is it so they can? Unless they're wanting to qualify for like an Emmy or something, and they have.
I don't know.
And maybe they have like strict regulations, like, oh, a TV show is this or.
But allegedly, that was one of the sections that got big chopped.
Oh, that's weird.
And explains a lot of the when they come. One, that big plane that they came in the last act.
Yeah,
it would have explained them doing that. It would have explained the outfit changes and why they're wearing parts of each other's outfits. And there's something else, like her minigun, has part of his like
the glider
his board, yeah, in it.
You see, like, yeah, when she
There's
came
a
in to
bunch
save
of
the
stuff.
day, she came in with a new loadout, and I'm like, what happened between
And then like
that
even
conversation
Echo
and now?
himself has like the blue and pink paint on him, so something happened. It would have been another great moment, but they cut it.
That sounds like it should have been Act 4. It should have been 4 acts.
Apparently, the sex scene was way longer, and they're told to cut it down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well.
And then there's something else.
Well, that I'd be like, all right, cool. Short that. I'm not here to see.
Yeah, I didn't
care about that. Well, I'm talking about the other stuff. Like you mentioned, there was a huge jump in between that scene of him. I forgot. We're in spoiler mode. Going back in time to save her, and I'm like, oh shit, this is heavy. And then we're back to. I think we went back to over. What's it called again? The top.
Piltover.
To Piltover, and
or topside. You can call it topside.
I say topside because I feel like I'm part of Zone for some reason. Silco coming back in
2 times.
Yeah, like I'm it was dope to hear him again.
That was another highlight.
And you saw him in the good timeline of him being a bro with Vander. I'm like, oh shit, they were bros, man.
Well, that's a flashback. There was the flashback when
Oh, you're right.
the lady was pregnant with Vi, and
The
then
mom.
there was the alternate timeline where they're friends after trying to kill him.
Yes, that's what it was. And both times I'm like, damn, one small event can trigger a different you know what I'm saying? A different person. Is the mom a character in League that we know, or is it okay?
I don't even know. From what little I know, I don't know if Vander's ever named or if the mom's ever named.
Oh, I didn't know Vander was not. I thought he was also a hero already.
I think that's on just like lore content that they made. I don't know if it's like if you click the character and then biography if he's named by name.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all original stuff. Same thing with Silco. He doesn't exist. He wasn't a playable character until after the season came out.
Oh,
And even then, he was only playable in TFT as a unit.
oh, okay.
When this season came out, Mel's mom became an actual playable character.
Oh, okay. Which understandably, she showed off her abilities in there.
She went off.
Damn, dude. Oh, the cinematography was sick. Like when she took the fucking city at the end and the flag started coming up and surrounding them, I'm like, you're done. We're done here.
And
even
a good job.
Even the fucking deflecting bullets.
That's kind of also foreshadowing another character that might be mentioned. There's a lady named Riven.
Okay.
Who's Noxian, I believe, and her sword is made out of that.
Out of the runes that's on the... Oh, shit.
So, like, her gimmick, at least in the game, is you do, like, actual combos with her skills, and as you build the stack, whatever, she gets more and more of her sword to do more moves.
And you spend it when you do the move, or is it just...
How you spend it, I don't remember.
Okay.
But I know that she has, like, that build-up sword thing.
That's neat.
So, it's cool that they alluded to those runes.
Yeah, dude. Mel's mom is...
She's a really cool original character.
She's definitely an aggressive general, and she definitely does not give a fuck. She was like, "Oh, Caitlyn, that's crazy. Stab next, bro. We're moving on. Like, I don't got time for this. I'm trying to get powerful, bro."
That I didn't like about third arc is that they kind of show her that she's like by any means for the family, but also she has like the warrior's respect and how she was teaching people and how she grew up. And then she's like, "Now I want robots."
Yeah, immediately.
That to me didn't make sense.
She gave it up immediately. No, not even robots. Like, it's like a mix because her people weren't robots. They were like enhanced. Like they had the thing that they were spreading in Zon. The
evolved the
purple gun
something
thing.
evolution. Oh
no, because some of them, like the guy who came through the door and was fighting V, he had the pink eyes like
the wild nodes or something like that.
I don't remember.
It's a wild something.
And he was going in hitting her with looks like the sharpest shield on the planet. That fight scenes were fun too because we got Vi punching the shit out of people. Mel's mom going in and stabbing guys, throwing them around.
2v2 was cool.
Yeah, the big dude before he got off, also popping off. I forgot his name. It was Mel's like right hand, I guess. I don't know if he was the general too, but
Josian or something Cian.
Yeah, that was sick. When they introduced the black flower lady in that room, when I'm like, oh, when she thought it was her brother. I'm like, oh snap, we're in a new level. Like that's a separate story. Like we need a show what happened with the mages here. What is this the black flower or whatever? Like
Black Rose.
Rose. Yeah, I'm like, why am I flower's not right? Because I keep thinking Black Rose. I'm like, no, I think that's Rest Robot and that's White Rose. I keep swapping the rose stuff. Yeah, it was just sick. I did have a complaint. There was more music in this than anything. Like, there's a point where Jenna's like, "Are you just watching music videos?" I'm like, "I think so," because it's literally there was nothing. I guess I don't know. I'm not going to speak ill about like that's it. It was just any sort of transition or any sort of like compilation, just music video. Let's go. And I'm like,
shout out to Young Miko. I heard her voice in one of the songs.
Yes, she was definitely in it. I'm like, okay, they're popping off with Young Miko. There was other artists too. I forgot who it was.
There was someone else that I remembered, but I don't remember now. I know I've heard him. The French song they played in Into the Spider-Verse episode was really good.
Yeah, dude, it was the EDM song everyone was dancing to.
That was a peak episode to me.
It was writing, a lot of effort in that.
Because of that negative bias towards the third arc.
I'm with you because that's how they ended that too. I think.
What I wish they should have done is I wish the ambassador Mel's mom
No, I think
Like,
you got it right. That's her name, Mbessa.
I wish that Singed would have forced the drones or whatever on her, and then she's like, "No, fuck that." And then that would have been like a divide, so that they can
They got
have
you team
Jace
up.
do what he did to Victor, and that could have been another season or something.
Perhaps, but maybe that's the thing. Like you mentioned, they have time constraints. They probably don't want to. They saw the success of Arcane, so they're like, "How can we quickly start making our own unit? MCUing it." So they're like, "Let's just do one more season. Start ending this, and also building up for possible stuff." I mean, shout out to Heimerdinger.
That's my guy,
Heimerdinger, I think it is.
Heimerdinger.
Dinger. His song. I'm like, when the song started playing, I'm like, "Is that Heimerdinger's voice actor?" And sure shit, it was.
It
I'm like,
sounded
that song was
very.
nice.
It sounded the way it was written and performed. It sounded a lot like
Like who?
Bruce. No, not Bruce Springsteen. Is it Bruce Springsteen? I'm thinking of like a Rolling Stone. Bruce Springsteen. I don't think it is.
I'm bad at this, bro. So you have to look it up yourself,
No,
sir.
it's Bruce something. Rolling Stone.
I mean,
Is it Bruce
you
Springsteen?
thinking about Bob Dylan?
Bob Dylan. Thank you.
Okay,
But it sounded very Bob Dylan-y the way it was performed.
gotcha. Because you said
But
you saying Bruce, I'm like, I don't think there's another Bruce.
I knew it was a
There's
B.
Billy Idol. There's Bob Dylan. No, not Billy Idol. Wait, Billy Idol an artist?
Yeah.
Okay,
White Wedding.
thank you. Okay, I'm like, yeah. And Billy Joel's the other one. That's why I'm blanking off. We're talking about Heimerdinger. He was dope too. That man he's like, I was here for years, bro. I don't know when I'm gonna see you. I'm like, that episode was so nice, dude. I don't know. It was off. Like it's jarring because we just came from like, what the hell just happened? And then it's like, oh, let's see what Echo has been doing. And then bam, I'm like, oh, okay.
Everything in the episode just made sense. Like, it was nice to see. It made sense with the characters. Even Echo finally coming around, and I assume that's what was mentioned in the cut fucking scenes.
That we didn't see. Yeah.
And I mean, since then or around then is when Jinx started saying, "I'll always be with you, sis." Around that time, I'm assuming he filled her in on opposite her.
Yeah, the back-to-back sequence of them. I'm like, Army of Two, the shit out of this, and they were just popping off. It was sick. The animation is dope. Whoever's doing the choreography for the fights keeps the same style for each character in the fight or whatever. Like I don't know. It was just a great time. I mean, and even the political stuff is getting more. It was getting more and more intense. I'm like, oh, this is getting like real.
Victor's voice actor too needs kudos. Every time I heard Doctor,
Doctor,
like, oh,
yes, I agree. He was, for a person who with that much power. Shout out to his character. Like he was trying to do good. It's just it got out of hand.
Like his personal arc was still interesting. I just think it made the whole season feel rushed.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, dude. That hex magic
I think
stuff.
they should have stuck with like him being a little medic. They should have stuck with that for a bit, and then like at the end where they were branching off, started to play around with the like if they never showed us the Jace stuff or started dropping hints of it after the Echo episode, and then ending it with him fucking blasting Victor at some point, and then that leads to something else. I think that's what should have happened.
Well, I think you kind of nailed it. If they ended the season with Jace's vision, I'd be like, oh, this is not going to turn out good, and they could add one more season, or they can spin off of that, and they can that way they can introduce other characters. Because I'm assuming Hexgate, it got so big, and that that's why the top side was getting better and better. More people were coming in through Hexgate, spending more money there. Like it was started flourishing. So I'm like, then this is your way of getting more people in this town when shit goes down, and But with their cast of characters, I think it was a good amount because they did a good job even with Vi's crew. There was a montage of the big dude like trying to keep her afloat. She had a drinking problem. Like he didn't have many
words,
without
montage.
That's what I'm saying. No lines. He cared about her, right? And then when he gets arrowed, I'm like, no fucking way, man. And shout out to the musician who fucking knocked it out of the park and sent a fucking thing at the circle. Because at that little, hey, there's a musician giving up it's like a montage of calling everyone to arms. And he was like at the piano and he closed. He's like, I guess I got to do it.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
And then Sure shit. I'm like, they didn't waste time. Anyone who they showed on screen came back later, did something substantial, or they're a part of something. It wasn't just throwaway models on screen, which I really liked.
What's funny is for most of that section of the war, I feel like Vi didn't do anything, which I guess is good that they gave other people the shine. But then it felt like it didn't feel like her. Like it didn't feel like that's what she would have done.
I'm
Like
with you.
the freak out when they took off the helmet and it was the girl from Zon.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh shit. But up until then, like carrying, she right after that, she should have been Knuckles or doing it again.
Yeah. I think it's because they gave her so much knuckle time in the first season. They were like, let's do something else here, which makes sense. They showed Kaylin shooting consistently, hitting her mark for the most part, hitting the target. I'm like, damn. Uh, her I guess side piece turning on her. I'm like,
Maddie.
damn, dude, that sucks. Which made sense though, because the first person to see them or her, I guess the dialogue mentions it, but it's like, I told you not to get with subordinates, and sure as shit, you found out the hard way. It was a good amount. I don't know. It was just sick. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like stuff that I really hated, and I think it's just that third act with the magic stuff. It became very anime at the end. Like there was a
The
lot of,
friendship. They won with friendship.
yeah, and that too. And it was just like, ah, man. Because again, I get it. If now you're telling, I didn't know about the timer site stuff. I'm like, okay, so this is business getting
Yeah,
involved.
that should. Me thinking that's what they did, I was annoyed, and then like seeing them talk about the show and like confirming that,
Hmm.
I was like, "Nah, you cut the wrong thing, sweetheart."
Yeah, yeah. There's some stuff I would have been cut. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, we didn't need to show everybody, and then the fucking hive mind come hitting everyone's forehead and looking up. Could have
Yeah,
shortened that shit.
yeah. We got it. After the first three, like, okay, they're taking over. Got it. That's all you needed to see. We didn't need to
Yep.
see 7 different takes of that. I don't even know if it was 7, but I don't know. All in all, I definitely had a good time.
I mean,
Every Saturday after I watched the first act, I'm like, shit. Every weekend, I'm like, I cannot wait to watch it. And shout out to Imagine Dragons. The fucking song grew on me. I don't know
what
why.
song?
The one, the opening one, the enemy one.
I've never heard it.
That's fair. I was gonna warn you to not. I think I did last episode or
You told
last.
me not to because not to look at it because there's potential spoilers.
Yes.
But I
So
never do that.
okay, then you were fine. I don't know why I could see that. I'm like, oh, that's probably a spoiler, but not the thing for Agatha on the first fight.
It's off rip off. At least to me, it was on the nose.
For me, I'm like, I don't know. Oh my god, I'm like, oh shit, that's who it is. And then I'm like, oh, I guess I should have known that. I don't know what else to say
I'm
about it.
excited
Like,
to see where they come from. I noticed some characters that they sprinkled in for it. For example,
who? I don't know who.
the crow that they show, and there's like, oh, 3 eyes.
Yeah,
That's Swain. That's another Noxian general. So I'm assuming,
he's
and all
got.
those boats. That means they're Holman.
Oh, okay.
So that's another potential baddie, and he looks kind of like he might be a Nazi, but he has white hair. He
Oh,
looks like Malfoy's dad if he was a Nazi.
oh, the long straight hair and the okay.
Big coat and then birds.
Oh, then that explains it.
Um,
Because at the end, I'm like, I didn't know what fight they were mentioning, and that might be them. They might know of his movement towards the city. I guess I don't know.
maybe that.
Because they got on that boat and started going off. It's like, oh, well, the fight's not over, and I'm like, the fight between what? Like, top side and bottom seems to be working together now. Because when they came, and shout out to the dragon arm dog. That was dope. The one that Jinx made for
Oh, Sevka.
Sevka, that shit was
Savika.
Savika. That was dope. I definitely like that.
That's I would be if I had a robotic arm, I would do that. That would spin the win.
That one was sick. Yeah, because it was all like, let's see what I get. And I'm like, oh, a roguelike arm to punch somebody with?
I didn't even mention too. I think she's a good character, but more so Isha, who's like an original character. They did a really good job,
Yeah.
and they made her a mute.
It was dope. I don't know. They made some really good choices in this. I think the it's the fucking magic shit at the end. I was just like, I don't know. It just felt it was too much too soon. The same thing with like the MCU magic stuff. It's like, I don't know. People aren't gonna get it and if they do get it, it's because we're just along for the ride. You're not setting rules. Same with like same with like the thing. Yeah, the Black Rose stuff. She came in. I thought she saved her mom, but I guess just that little red thing that came out killed her. And I'm like,
Yeah, that was
if you could
also.
have
I was like,
if you could have easily killed her, what was this whole charade?
I guess it was trapping her in the first place.
But what did she trap her with? Because she was in the middle of a fight, and then all of a sudden the things come and did she hit her with something? I don't know if I missed it or.
So Caitlyn sacrificed her eye, which is also not in the game. She doesn't have an eye patch, so that's original. But I liked how they did that.
Okay,
To cut the sigils, which I guess left her open to magic. So then I think
that's
I
what it
think,
was. Okay.
yeah, I think she binded, um, I think she might have binded her magic and then did the Black Rose thing, or just did the Black Rose thing because she didn't have the ward.
That's what I thought was preventing
Which
it,
might be
but
why that guy kept putting them on the fire while they were training. It might have been to keep, like, in case the Black Rose came again.
oh, then that's making
Maybe.
sense. Because he was
I don't know.
working on it the entire season. Like he was making the runes and stuff, and I'm like, when is that gonna come in? I thought it was gonna be for him.
I
But
mean, technically, because he had it on the.
he did have it on his staff, you're right. Or pole arm or whatever it was. But that was like, oh shit, that is power. But immediately I thought she saved her. And then immediately she dies. I'm like, wait, what? That's small
Yeah, I didn't.
that's it?
That was another scene that they could have put more time into because I was also like, okay, was it like a. I thought it was like, oh, a long con to get rid of the Black Rose, and then like, no, I'm gone too. It was
And
Bogo.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, so we're not gonna get like a family mending moment or what?
And they
Like,
didn't reveal who that lady was. I kind of wish they did that too.
you're right. She was never a name because she always asked her, like, "Who are you?" And it's like, and then she just shapeshifts in front of her, be like, "Don't worry about that." And then like, okay, and then I don't know. Yeah,
Um, Another character from League that they sprinkled in, Sin's his daughter or whatever that he was doing this whole Mr. Freeze arc for.
yeah.
Uh, Oriana looks like she's the lady in League that has like a big ball. She's a robot.
Oh,
Uh, I don't remember if I noticed anyone else.
a big robot. More robots. I mean, they're animating the robots really well because those fucking thing. That army was terrifying when Jason walked through the thing and he started like scary fucking clinking, and I'm like, bro, run. Fuck your hammer. Get the fuck out of there. There's an army of them.
Him in the alternate timeline, I was like, this is like Last of Us magician style.
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
The clicker looking things. I'm like,
and you can
and
tell
he fell for
they.
7 hours.
Yeah, it just reminds me of the fucking Loki scene every time in Infinity War, where when Doctor Strange sends him out somewhere and he comes back and then he's like, "I've been falling."
Oh,
Oh no, that's Thor Ragnarok. No,
it's either Ragnarok or it's Endgame.
oh no, you're right. It's
No,
it's
Infinity
Infinity War.
War.
It's Infinity War. I'm sorry, it was Infinity War. And he's just like, I've been falling for 7 minutes or something. And that's what it reminded me of. But yeah, Last of Us was a good call because even like they had a bunch of close up shots of like all the magic like eroding their faces. I'm like, damn, that's fucking gross looking.
A
Like that
bunch of
is,
corpses, like the families huddled.
yeah, you can tell it looks like it's fungi. Like it's organic. It felt weird. It looked weird. It looked terrifying, dude. I'm like that, and then it's within that you see robots just coming up who are also slowly melting away, coming at you. I'm like, nah, bro. Get that hammer out of there. Also, shout out to his hammer, bro. Because that final blast, I'm like, did he just send him to King Kai's place? Like, what
Yeah,
happened?
I was like, the only thing that's still around is the idea of Victor. I was like, there's no way he's even coming back.
Facts. I'm like, if Victor survived this, I'm like, this is overpowered magic. Like, there's nothing stopping him. No, he
What's
shot him.
funny is like in the game, from the little dialogue that he has, he's kind of like a multi-dimensional, like Hitler.
Which makes sense because with this magic, they introduced the timeline stuff now. So now all of
What's
this,
interesting,
go for
I
it.
don't know if he's gonna become that because they did the power of friendship bullshit.
Yeah.
But then if they didn't make him, oh, he's a nice guy, they could have used like him as like a gateway to like the Void kind of faction,
Mm-hmm.
which is like the weird tentacle shits or like space alien people kind of shit.
Okay.
But they kind of went like celestial, hey, hive mind. They went a weird way. I don't hate it, but I just wish that they gave it its proper time. They gave everything else proper time instead of shoehorning this.
And not shoehorning. And shout out to the lady, the assistant that died in the first season. Having her as like a conscience for him was really good.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I forgot her name.
It's not Sylvie. Sophie? No.
I don't remember her name. You could say any name. I'd be like, okay, I'll take it. I don't remember her name.
I feel like it's something with an S.
Because he stops referencing her by name by like in the beginning of this season. He might have mentioned her once or twice. Oh, to Jace, I think he might have mentioned it too. In like the first act.
when he comes out of the little void wall and he's like, "Hey, I told you to die, to dead this.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me again."
Yeah, and he left. And I'm like, okay, this man's not for play. All right. I don't think I have anything else on it. I highly recommend. If you like the first one, the first season, sorry, you'll have a fine time right here. You'll have a fine time here. Act 3, I mean, it might be polarizing or it might not. Like, you might enjoy it, but like watching and listening to the show, you'll have a good time. Some
If
dope music, animations on point, combat's fun. The politics stuff is okay. Like, it's easy to follow. Like, it's not like, what the hell are they talking about? Like,
if League wasn't League, it would make me load it up.
that's
Like
fair.
watching the show.
That's fair.
I played their side games. I played the one you play as Silas, where it's like a top-down beat 'em up, and I played the turn-based RPG one, which is funny because those are all different locations, different factions.
When did those come out? This beat 'em up sounds fun. What is that?
And
You said top?
yeah, League
Oh, the Ruined King.
Silas.
Is that what? Is it Ruined
The
King?
Mage Seeker is the one that's like a top-down like ARPG,
Okay.
and then the actual RPG is what you're talking about, the Ruined King.
Oh, okay. I'll give him a shot. We'll see.
They're both fun. But they're not. You won't see these characters.
No, but you're in the world, so you can be like, I know what they're talking about. You know.
Yeah. I get. What's funny is the Mage Seeker game. Um.
You got it.
Never mind. Different.
Oh.
Different section altogether. I keep forgetting that Demacia is like a separate thing, which is more like a holy knights and those kind of people.
Oh, okay. And now, what they haven't introduced that to us yet because there hasn't been huge religious people yet. Besides his little.
It's not like religious, but they're like the stereotype of like Templars and things like that. Is what that city kind of is. But they haven't done that section. They did Noxus with Mbessa and then potentially Swain.
Mm-hmm.
There's Bilgewater, which is like the pirates and those kind of people.
Okay.
There's I forget the name, but it's like the undead.
Ooh.
Shattered Isles or something. It's like the undead kind of necro kind of stuff.
Necromancers are there, I'm assuming, and
Yeah, there's the land. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a bunch of sand. And then there's Freljord, which is like
it's called Arrakis, bro.
like the Vikings are like the ice area, the cold area where Brom's from
In the north.
Freljord.
Uh-huh.
So they have that whole section. They have the people from the Void. So like Vel'Koz, what Victor saw, what he's supposed to see in the next second, and be like, "What the fuck is this?" And then kind of become the tyrant that he is, or whatever. And I feel like there's even more sections that they haven't even dove into. So they have plenty of playground.
So I mean, for the people out there watching on Netflix, make sure to watch the show. That way we get more. I don't know. I'm assuming
it made me really sad that 2XKO is still not out.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still being worked on and funded, and this is just gonna boost. I don't know who's funding the 2XKO. Who's publishing or who's producing or publishing 2XKO?
Riot.
Is it Riot? Then that's gonna keep being made, especially with all the hype that's happening with the show. On the second season now, they just released it on physical. What's it called? And hopefully people are buying it. Like slowly but surely, I think more and more people will be jumping on the League of Legends world. I guess they might not go into League of Legends the game, but they might try what is it, TFT or
yeah. They don't support the card game anymore, unfortunately, but it's still playable.
Hearthstone.
Legends of Runeterra.
Oh no, that was a separate card game. They released a second one after Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
That's Blizzard. I'm so sorry.
Blizzard.
I'm sorry. I'm getting all mixed up.
You're crazy.
Oh, so then that's probably what happened. They couldn't compete against Hearthstone was already settled, and they probably didn't get enough traction.
Maybe.
But now I don't know about the time limit stuff, bro. I think that's business.
I don't know
involved.
why they had the limit, but I'm telling you, they snipped the wrong parts.
Yeah. They could have shortened some other stuff where I'm like, I get it. Like,
especially if they're gonna treat the character like that, where she's gone, at least seemingly. Why would you cut her scenes?
That makes no sense. Yeah, let it breathe. Let it be in there. Let it feel it. I'm with you there. I'm sure. Then I'm waiting for that announcement for season 2 on Blu-ray. I'm sure it's gonna have deleted scenes. And I'm like, hey, there's a reason to buy it.
Yep.
I gotta
I was
watch
like, I'm
it.
walking over there, Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, I'm gonna call you my name.
Hey, yo, Brian, I'm coming over, Brian. All right, Brian.
Yeah. What the hell? I just hit my tooth. I think I'm having a stroke.
I think so. I mean, that's how excited you are. That's funny. All right, that's all I got. Please go watch it. It is definitely
Sucks.
It's 0 out of 10. Don't bother watching it. It looks terrible. And the combat is all terrible. I'm gonna go watch it. It's definitely worth watching. I can go right into a quick, review of The Penguin, and The Penguin is go watch it immediately. I mean,
I gotta start that after I get something. I
You-
forgot there was a show that you mentioned. And I'm like, what the hell was it?
The Penguin.
What's that?
But it's huge bias. I like me mafia stuff. I like mob stuff. Like
I like me mafia.
I like me mafia stuff. Shout out again to Colin Farrell. We did it before for the Batman movie. I'm doing it again now. He disappears in that suit. It is fucking. It is him. That he is the Penguin in that. It is. Oh, some PSAs. There is a very violent show. It takes certain subject matters that are heavy, or it's in the show. There, it's definitely an adult show. Do not show this to children. That's all I got to say on that. Now that we moved on from that, definitely dope. I got to get the names right here. I want to shout out the lady too who played
In Red.
Yeah, Lady in Red, Sophia Falcone, played by Kristen Milioti. Excellent job playing her. Shout out to Renzi his last name is Felice. That's funny. Renzi Felice. He played a character named Victor. Shout out to that character too. God, you just rooting for him the second you see him on screen, and you're just like, man. Everyone. I'm talking about everyone who had a part here played their parts very well. The acting was on point. Writing was on point. Shots were great. Gotham is as fucking depressing as ever. Everything is. There's no happy things happening in the show. And if they are, they're small wins. And then something else bad. Like, it's just. They made it seem. They're in Gotham. That's how bad it is, right? It's. From Colin Farrell trying to make it as the Penguin in this fucking city to past issues coming back to haunt him. Victor's past, you get a flashback showing that, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking rough. Everything is just like, damn, bro. It's everything. You don't know who to root for because it's just watching bad things happen to sometimes good people, and then to sometimes gray people, right?
Sorry if you mentioned, is it pre-Batman?
This is after. This takes place after the flooding.
The Nirvana montage.
Well, I meant the flooding. That's a prominent plot point is because of the floods. I'm not gonna spoil it, but because of that, shit happens. So and it's plot points for the show. I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot. It says it's a miniseries, so I guess this is it. If they do announce another season, I'm gonna be right there waiting. It's definitely at first it's like, okay, we're trying to catch up to see what are these characters doing after the events of the Batman movie. But once it starts going, it's going, man. And you're like, oh, please. The same type of feeling of like, when is this all going to crumble kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's this. And it does it really well. They don't do it like on the nose like some of it is where it's like foreshadowing. It's more like, that could be a problem later. And you're like, I wonder if it will turn into a problem later. It seems like anything in Gotham where it could be a problem is going to turn yes, it's going to be a problem.
I really don't know, like, from all the depictions of Gotham, I don't know how people still willingly live there.
Bruh, I'm right there with you. Like, if I knew anything if any of this story came out, like if I'm visiting Gotham, I'm like, yeah, did you ever hear about what happened to Cobb? No, what is it? What's his? Hold on,
Cobblepot?
Oh, it's Oswald Cobb. Yeah. The Penguin. Yeah. I'm like, what happened? He did what? What's going on? I'm like, let me move the hell out of here. Metropolis, here I come. I don't know. Besides, go and watch. It's definitely worth watching. It's 8 episodes. The length changes because HBO doesn't care about the timelines, I guess. Well, there's one episode that's like 47 minutes. The longest episode's an hour and 9. And it ranges between those are the extremes. Depending on the episode, some big shit happens in some episodes where it's like we need the extra time, I guess, and then it's just worth it. It's definitely worth it. There is parts. My gripe is there is parts where a character could have been gone, and then they stay alive because villain stuff, comic book villain stuff. So if you don't like that, you're not gonna like that kind of part where it's like, okay, this could have ended an episode or two earlier, I guess, with a different ending if we just stuck to the plan that we said we were gonna do as said character, right? But if you can get over that, that's kind of a trope that's happened. It's still happening and almost. Oh, that sounded like it was starting a vehicle, dude.
Yeah. And I just levitate.
Okay. Okay. You're coming out this way. Your mouth. Are you going up?
That's my engine starting, and that means I can go.
Got it. I just imagine you start like back-to-back farts all the way up.
I wish.
Anywho, that's it on the Penguin. It's quick and short. I don't want to spoil a lot of it because, again, huge mafia movies. Like the subject matter of organized crime, I'm there. And this has
disorganized crime.
I'm there too. Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad started off as disorganized and then turned into organized and then turned into greatness. So this is sort of the same way. It starts off disorganized because after a flooding in the city, people are grasping for power. And then once that happens, that's when the chess game starts of moving pieces here, here, and here.
Capicua.
Yeah, man. It is a sad ending, is all I can say. I walked out of that ending sad. You'll know why when you watch it.
Oh, he turns into a penguin.
Yeah, he turns into a penguin. I'm like, oh no, he can't communicate.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's it. On the Penguin. I need to ask you finally time on Metaphor ReFantazio here. It's time to give us your deep dive here. I don't think we were going to talk about an hour with Arcane, but don't
I don't even know where to start because it took up a good month and a half of my time, so I don't even.
Start with mechanics, I guess. Or okay, it is a Persona. It's from the same developers as Persona. What's different? Let's start with what's different from Persona.
What's different? What's different is one. There's no romancing, so I know a lot of people have best waifu. Shut the hell up! You can't wife anybody.
Damn.
What's funny is like through social links with people, it seems like they are hinting at who they would have. Like if they were to make one canon, there's like a certain person looks like that's what they're gonna lead to.
Oh, the writing heavily like leans towards it.
Which their pick, I'm not against.
Does it make sense though for like the character for your main character, or is it?
It makes sense just because I mean this is I would be a spoiler if I explained why.
Okay, then don't.
But I can see reasoning behind it, and it would be I would ship them.
Okay. Maybe they run out of time, perhaps, to put up a. Oh no, I'm sorry, disregard that because you still have the. What is it? Oh my gosh, like your crewmates level.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell is it called?
In 5, they're your confidants.
In 5 are confidants. What is it called in Metaphor? Oof, got him.
I don't remember.
But the confident equivalent, they already have that in place, right?
They're called your followers, I think.
So I'm not sure why they couldn't just use that as like a metric of, she's already maxed out, or he or she is already maxed out. Let me do one extra level of, hey, we're together.
Oh, but that's how it is in Persona games. Like it's that you can, or it's usually the one right before you max them out, and it's like, hey, I like you.
Hey.
Yeah, so no romance thing is a big is a notable difference. The other overall different direction with the soundtrack.
Okay.
Persona games, at least the 3 and 5. So I don't remember if I've ever played or finished the other ones. Kind of jazzy, fusiony. This not at all. It's more cinematic, more scory, and then an opera guy just spitting random syllables at you the entire time.
I can vouch for that. You were playing it next to me, and I heard the opera stuff. At first, I'm like, that's funny. After the 4th loop, I'm like, no, sing, bro, let it out.
I like it, but I think in comparison, I think Persona's soundtrack
I
from both
mean,
games. I think leaps and bounds.
I haven't heard 3. I'm heavily biased on 5, even though I hate the game so much that I'm thinking about buying it physical. Like, it's so fucking bad, right? I don't know what's wrong with my relationship with that damn game. I don't want to replay it.
I mean, it is a time sink.
It is.
If this game, I mean, this is kind of jumping the gun, but if this game does do like DLC for it later on, I probably would play it again.
It's just the structure in which the game is made. That's if they had like a, oh, you're done with the game, just go into the DLC. No, they usually, not usually. In 5, it felt so woven in where I'm like, this might be the part where it would have ended that Brian told me, and then they kept going.
If they, I don't like the way that they weaved it with Royal, or Royale, in the sense that you wouldn't even know
That
that
it,
you won't get to the DLC if you didn't do said thing, especially if it's your first time playing. So like,
yeah.
I knew because hey, this character's not in vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should talk to them more.
Yeah, so to trigger the DLC.
Yeah, but if you went blind, that was your first. Like you're waiting, you have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
And the DLC sucked. So
Yeah, it wasn't that great. But anyway, we're off
um,
topic. Sorry, go back.
so yeah, soundtrack is another big difference in terms of the direction. Um, and kind of even though they use like a timeline or like calendar dates to drive when you have to get to a certain part in the narrative, this one feels a little more open. There's no tests. You don't have to do specific. Hey, we gotta study this day. Anything that's guaranteed, like they'll take your day, is like, hey, we gotta make sure we do anything here because then we gotta travel this day to the city to do a contest.
Ah, okay.
So it's less. This whole week, sorry, exams. You only have half a day.
That's
The only
gone.
time they're like, you shut up and do what we tell you
Mm-hmm.
is if it's to proceed the narrative and it's not gonna take up a whole calendar or a whole month or so.
Okay,
So
so
you might like this a little more free.
okay, so that seemed like it's more free, so you can go around and do stuff.
And they'll tell you too, so like you gotta go to this ball, this gathering. It's
Mm-hmm.
on this day. Do whatever the hell you want, because this day you can't do anything. Or they'll say your parents are gonna die if you don't finish it by this day. So then you have to you can go into like a pallet or a dungeon as they call it and get it done early, and then you have this time.
You know what my follow up question? That's a thing they said.
No, but
Okay, just
like
like an urgency thing. Got it.
yeah,
I'm like, that's a part of the story. Your parents are gonna die if you do this before then. I'm like, damn, the stakes are higher.
um, the a lot of the side quests are also deadlines.
Oh,
Uh,
really? So you can miss a lot of side stuff then.
I didn't. I did literally every quest.
Oh, like organically, or did you look up to see where to make sure you triggered them?
No, just for the most part, the map will tell you there'll be like a exclamation point or something when you're looking at the maps. You're like, oh, guess I should
Oh,
go over here.
perfect. Okay, so there is a way to guide the player to be like, hey man, there's a side stuff here. Okay,
Yeah,
it's not like,
and
oh, let
even
me go
then, they'll
talk to every
usually
human in this city and hopefully it'll trigger it.
even then too, like if it leads to what could be a dungeon you have to go to,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, hey, can you do this or whatever? And then your little nav, you be like, we should go talk to this city's informant or like info broker
Mm-hmm.
to get more details. And then it's like, oh, you can go over here and do stuff. Uh, there's more spots that you would beat the shit out of things. So like for
Because
the
of the
most part in
dungeons.
Persona, it would be either the free like underground town thing or the castles, the palaces.
Or the palaces themselves, yeah. That's the only places you can go.
In this, it's they're actually deemed dungeons.
Can you can you replay the same dungeon to grind, or do you have to just find
Yeah,
all
if
of
you
them?
wanted to.
Okay.
Some of them, for like quest reasons, they'll have you go back, but very few times. It was only like near the end of the game where they're like, "You got to get ready because you're about to fight this piece of shit last time."
Okay.
Which gets into
Oh my god, I gotta ask you the question. How many multi-stage bosses?
most of the game. I would say 75% of the game. I liked the pacing.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets to the last arc that they deemed the last arc, it's like you're
Walking.
Dora and you're fighting against Swiper, where it's like, all right, this is the last fight. Is it? This is the plot point, and then you're literally reading or like doing like cutscenes,
Mm-hmm.
a solid 5 to 10 minutes of them explaining
Whoa.
something to you, and then you're like, oh shit, that's a lot of info, and then the guy, and then they're like, all right, this is your chance to fight this guy. So then you do a long ass dungeon
Yeah.
with trick doors. You're like, okay, if I go to this door, it sends me here. All this bullshit
Mm-hmm.
to fight the person, and you're like, fucking got him. But there's probably gonna be more. So then there's a second phase. This one I expected,
Okay.
and I'm like, doesn't matter, I don't lose.
Yeah, you don't miss.
So then that happens.
Yeah.
Then he's like, nah, bitch, and then he leaves. So then you gotta go chase him again, and then there's like 2 more phases. So like you fight the last thing
Like
maybe 4
5
times
times? Oh my
with
god.
dungeons in the middle of them.
You can save between. This is not like all
Yeah,
a 1 hour thing. Okay.
no, it's definitely longer than an hour.
Oh my god, bro.
So like when it got to this part, it was like, is your final point? From there on, I'm like, they overstayed their welcome.
Yeah.
They could have put another baddie if they wanted to in front of that, but this part, and then like you go to a town, they take you to a town you really didn't have to go to, and then they're like, okay, this is your last chance to talk to everybody. Every one of your confidants has like a speech thing. You could skip it if you want,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, hey, maybe someone gets harpooned. Maybe I won't see him again. Let me talk to everybody. It's useless information because if you max them out, they're
Mm-hmm.
basically telling you what you found out when you maxed them out. So like, let's say if this one person was like, "Hey, yeah, I basically am a mayor now or something," and that was the info you had when you maxed out their confidant thing.
Mm-hmm.
During the scene, they're like, "Yeah, so being a mayor is cool. Yeah, I'm a mayor. Hey, good luck, man." One time. So then when you beat the baddie,
Mm-hmm.
there's time skips. So then you can talk to your confidant again, and you'll
Mm-hmm.
go back to that guy. I'm like, yeah, it's been kind of very fulfilling being a mayor. I'm a mayor now, so
Good thing I'm
yeah,
a
I'm
mayor,
happy. I'm happy you got X thing going for you.
but I'm a mayor.
So there's really no reason to talk to them again.
They don't even give you like a final item to be like, oh, here's
The
my.
one right before the final battle, they give you an item that gives you passive buffs if you have the certain class, which is another key difference that you asked me before. In Persona games, they're like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Except this is like more like a job system. So each character has what they call archetypes.
Okay.
You pick this one big persona that stands behind you, and then they have skills that they learn when you level that class up
Mm-hmm.
that will eventually lead to uh other classes. So like a more advanced version of this, or there's like another job over there. So for example, there's a thief class, and you like thief, assassin, ninja, all in that tree.
Okay.
But then there's a merchant class over here, and then maybe you get merchants the first level. To get to the second level, you might have to level up another class. So then you're basically just weaving in a bunch of them, and you can take skills from other jobs and put them onto yours if you want to. So you have your skill tree and then new abilities you learned along the way, wherever the hell you were.
Oh.
So it feels a lot like Dragon Quest or like I guess Final Fantasy, where like you're crossing jobs instead of collecting Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
Uh, a lot of them work like that, and then there's 2 specific classes. One's a summoner, where you have to find items from killing things, and essentially craft them being able to summon another thing as their spell. And then with this class called the Masked Dancer, one of your equipment slots are different masks, and that changes your like what you're weak against, what you're strong against, and your loadout.
That's pretty
On
cool.
top on top of that class.
That's pretty dope. I like
Yeah.
that. God damn,
So
I'm
yeah,
fucking play this game.
I prefer this archetype system way more than the Pokemon Persona stuff after playing with it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Because it feels more like a traditional like at least the RPGs that I used to play.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Damn it. I know I'm gonna hate the fucking day night cycle. I'm probably gonna play this
I don't think you'll care about day and night cycle as much.
because it's more open now.
Yeah, just because there's no tests. There's
Just
still like that social thing, but they call it the king virtues. They're like five stats that would make are fitting of a good king. That's essentially the arc for this.
oh, that's like the star you get in Persona 5 with like the intelligence, the charisma, the
Yeah, that stuff.
what the fuck was it? Charisma, intelligence,
Bravery or
brave,
boldness.
boldness, or something. And there was 2 more. It was it was a star. Oh fuck, I forgot what it were. So they brought that
Those,
back.
yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad because that you could do that with other. You get points for that for doing just playing the game like with your confidants and stuff. Like That's fine.
Yeah. Um, the overall plot I think is more enjoyable um than the personas. Up until the thing I just ranted at, I think there's no party member. I'm like, can you drown? Like in Persona, like the typical stereotype of like the over cocky like Chad of a person, but he's also stupid.
Like the blonde kid in 5.
Yeah, so like Ryuji in 5, and
Thank
then
you. I'm
3,
bad with the
it's
names.
Junbei, I think his name is. No one here is like that.
Okay, so it's more grounded, like adults, pretty much. It's not
And
like
they're
one
all for the
note.
most part are British. Some are adults, some are kind of young, uh, but none of them are that guy. None of them are that one archetype that they should just retire at this point.
What is happening to me, bro? I'm about to load. This is gonna be my next game, bro.
It's fun, like even grinding it out, doing when you get to unlock more of the classes and then mix and matching to try to make like your archetype for a character.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. I'll sometimes sit there and be like, all right, so if I level this, I get this. Then that means I can make him do, and then I'm just theory crafting one character.
Oh, how fast is the grind? Like how often are you leveling up and picking stuff up? Or like, because you said you
Um,
tag everything on site, so I'm assuming
yeah,
as you're traveling from one point to another, you kill everything on the way. So like, how
yeah.
fast are
I
you
never really
leveling?
found, I never really found too much of an issue. It'll be more of a grind for like the further you get into the more elite or advanced versions of classes. It'll
Mm-hmm.
take a little longer. But the other thing too that makes it easy. So let's say max level for every class is 20. Let's say you get
Oh,
your
that's
first
nice.
class to 20, but you're in the middle of a dungeon and you unlocked another class. You want to level that, but at the same time you don't want to get your character murdered or whatever. After you max it out, you can still get XP for that class. When you fill the meter up to like 1,000 XP,
Mm-hmm.
you get an item that you can just put XP into whatever class you wanted. So if you wanted to, you can just keep that guy out and then just start spending the XP on other ones.
Once you get the item, just boop right into it. Is it enough
Yeah,
to go to the next level, or is it a fraction of it?
I don't remember. It early on. You could probably get a few levels from it, but then like
After,
as you're
but
further
once
level,
you're
or if
like
it's
at
like an advanced
15.
thing,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But that still makes it great because if you find a high level dungeon, you can go grind out with your high level dude, get a ton of XP from that. I'm assuming,
hmm
and then oh, that's really
And so like let's
nice.
say you and so like it multiplies because let's say your party of four, it's four people in your party. You
Okay,
can't get rid of your character. Your character has to be in your party.
no matter what, like you can't just swap him. Like
Mm-mm.
even mid fight, you know how they usually have attacks for like, oh, push him out and bring someone in or something.
Everybody but your character can get swapped, which
That's
is like Persona. Uh, um, so let's say your whole full party you pick their maxed class.
yep.
Each time, let's say if you can level them all, and then they each give you one of those items, and you can put on whoever. If you can spend all four on just your one class if
I
you wanted to.
see. So it's not tied to the person who did. It's not tied to. Okay, it's
Right?
just an
No, it's
item
just
you
an
can just
item.
use on your party.
Yeah.
That's pretty handy because that's another thing I didn't like about the Persona stuff. Going down to thing grinding out a character on the first level, and I'm like, okay, now I'm strong enough to take on the next. Like I'm going down the up and down of the difficulty in the subway just to
hmm
level up specific personas, and I'm like, this is taking forever, dude. Like,
Yeah. This one lets you just grind, just have a bunch, and that's what I was doing at the end of the game. I was like, I'll max so I can. Another gripe, and it might just be that because I keep using like the ranged or magic classes. You're gonna have to be doing some like suspicious stuff in a dark alleyway just to make sure you have mana. You have to be sucking someone off to make sure you have mana because a lot of times
everything
I'm at a
costs
deficit.
everything costs a lot. There's no build. There's no items you can. Oh,
There's items, but at least for when I was playing, it was really hard to find said items to get myself mana. And then
that's
there's
weird.
there's there's skills or passives where you can regain some, but a lot of times unless you're stacking them, so like the gear you have gives you mana, you have the passives that give you mana. A lot of it's negligible.
It's not.
It's like
It's
little
not.
bits.
It's not enough to keep it going.
Yeah,
And you can't power up the passives
I,
to give you like a more
like for
substantial.
further on, you usually get like a better thing. It's like one of the you've seen the redheaded elf lady, right?
Yes.
One of her, it's funny. She's the tank. She was my tank support. Later on in the tree that she starts, uh, from the tree of the class she starts in, when you max it out, you get a thing called revitalize, and it gives you a significant amount of mana.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 6 mana,
Okay.
and it's per turn. So it's like you essentially have to build into recovering it, or else it's gonna be fractions of whatever your spell costs.
Okay. So, that's weird that they did that. Unless the magic stuff is really strong. Like, can you like be one shotting? Is it like because of an elemental thing? Like, it's a weakness, and because it's a magic and elemental.
They still have the weakness stuff from Persona, and it could just be me because I used a lot of like there's classes that are physical, but it's different in the sense where Persona any physical like skill cost health. Now it's just like one class that does that. So like even some of the like a samurai, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna cost mana.
Oh,
And then one specific class tree is like I'm gonna use my health to beat the shit out of you.
okay. That's a weird choice, but I mean, you made it to the end, so it's not
Hmm.
like busted.
Like it could be worse, but I wish that I wasn't basically doing nefarious things just to make sure I had mana for the next fight.
Hmm. You know, me, I'm gonna be doing fucking physical stuff. Like,
There's difficulties, I believe, so you could play it on easy.
is that
I
new?
think there was. I would think there's difficult. Now that I say that out loud, I don't remember.
Because I don't think Persona had difficulties.
I don't remember now. I think I lied to
I
you.
gotta look it up, homie. I can look it up real quick. Persona
Um.
5
So yeah,
difficult.
there's no character that I hated, and on top of that, a lot of the characters voice their characters really well. A lot of actors voice their characters really well. The main antagonist,
Mhm.
he gives me like if Alucard was a antagonist kind of like visually, and then but he's also like a kind of posh, but he does a good job of being hated, but it goes off still.
There's difficulties in Persona
Okay.
5. It range from safety, easy, normal, hard, and merciless. So you might have just done normal playing
I
this,
was just aim for normal.
which is fine. Okay, cool. If there's, you know me, if there's an easy one, I'm gonna do easy. Unless it takes something away. Because like Midnight Suns, I had to do not easy, the one before easy, because
Hmm.
it takes off the injury uh mechanic. So I'm like, no.
When I played it again, before I got out of the first chapter, I was already on the hardest difficulty in the game, and in Midnight Suns.
Oh, because you keep unlocking it, yeah, as you
Yeah, because
play
they're like, "Hey, you want to go up?" I'm like, "Fuck it," and that's that over and over until I got to the highest
the hard,
difficulty.
and then you leveled everybody
Then
max.
I
So
beat the yeah. I had everybody leveled up before like the last. I'm pretty sure going into chapter 2, and I did all the DLCs. Everybody was already max hard difficulty.
crazy. That's good
I
though.
love that game, man. I wish it gets a sequel. But the other thing that's different is there's lanes kind of in combat. So there's a front row people and there's back row people.
That's
Uh,
different from 5. That's different. Go ahead.
yeah, so back row less likely to get targeted,
Hmm.
but physical attacks do less damage. Front row people, you're probably gonna get the shit beat out of you, but you do appropriate damage. What's annoying about that is I thought that's a cool thing, and I wish what they had done was that the people that aren't in your party, so you can only have 4 people, even though your party's larger than that.
Hmm.
I wish they had like the back row, so you can use characters as supports that aren't actually fighting. That's what I wish they did,
I'm with you. That makes
because
sense.
it makes no sense in games where you have a full squad of people on the journey with you, but only 4 can fight. I wish that what they would do is do whoever's gonna fight, and then have anyone else be back row, and they give you like a passive or they do something so
A
that they're at least
passive,
there.
or they can use an item for you. So just because a lot of RPGs, like an item takes your turn. So like you can have like a passive round or the 4 people, and then like a backup turn, and that can be used for your items or something, or like a
Yeah,
to buff or whatever.
or like they have a passive, and then you have like a meter, like an assist meter, and when that's full,
Assist.
they can do something special or something like that.
That's what I was looking for. Isn't it like an assist turn? And the only thing they can do is maybe do a spell of some sort that's supportive or something and heal you, or like a nerfing or debuffing of something for the other team or something. Or make it like you're saying, it's back row. So like even their long range magic can only hit the front row on the other side or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just something so that everybody's at least involved in the fight since you're all traveling together. That is what I. is
I'm
what
with
I'm
you.
getting tired of with these kind of games.
That's what that's the mod I'm installing when I ever retry Baldur's Gate 3. It's just no limit on the party because I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, you can send them to a camp, but I'm like, if they all want to come with me, they should be able to come with me, and I want to fight with them. Like, I don't know.
Your fights are gonna take fucking forever.
Probably because it's like what 7 people or 8 people.
I don't even know. I don't even know if I got everybody when I played.
But if I ever get back to that game, because again, I can't get past the first fucking act because I keep starting it. I'm like, hell yeah, I got everybody, and then I'm like, oh, another game, and then there goes that
Yep.
game.
Or it's like, oh, the person I was playing with has no interest in playing again.
Oh, there goes your save. Yeah,
Yep. Um,
it's a definitely it's a commitment for that game.
that's all I can really say. Another nitpick is the anime. They sometimes will do an actual animated cutscene,
Mm-hmm.
and in that, the redheaded lady whose name is Hulkenberg
Mm-hmm.
is caked up. Her in-game model, this
Oof.
pisses me off.
You know why? We're not gonna make new assets for that. Like, it's best just.
Pun intended.
Oh, okay. I'm out here fucking killing it. Because it's easier to just reuse a generic female body and then just change the head or something. Like, it's a development thing. Why they're probably like, we're not gonna make a new asset just because she got more buns in the anime.
I really want Atlas to get to the point where their game looks like the animations.
I'm with you on that because this one
Because
does look pretty good. On when I saw you play, I'm like, in motion, it looks like an anime, but it's not. It's not to the level of Strive. It's not to the level of like Dragon Ball Fighter Z, where like whatever they're
yeah,
doing in Arc System with that shader they're using, like they need to do something similar for these.
like it looks like you said, the Persona 3 and 5 and this, they look nice in motion, and a lot of it's more so like the stylized UI that really chef's kiss.
Pops.
But then when you like when the cutscenes where the models are not moving, you're like,
They look robotic. They're just like
yeah,
they look like models instead of I don't know. I know what you
they
mean
look
though.
PS4 grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish they get to the point where they just look like the animation and then just like seamless. I don't know. Or at the very least, like you said, if they do the Strive approach, because then they don't even have to do the anime animations.
Bingo.
They could just do it
They can
how
animate
they
it
did
in the
this,
engine.
and that's how they do it in Strive. So that's the story mode essentially.
I don't know. They might not have someone, or they don't. They never got the okay to invest in doing that, or I don't know. I'm sure it's a again. It's a. I'm sure there's a business decision. Hey, we need it done by this day. What can you accomplish at this time?
Yeah, but for a company who makes games based on calendar dates and the crunch, they should be experts at this now.
Talk about it. Talk about it, bro. They should be down to the second accurate. Talk
I
about it.
like the game. The only thing that really left a sour taste is that
The last
last
fight,
quarter of the game, maybe a little less than that. The pacing just right out.
the 1/8, if you will, or one
Yeah,
16th.
that shit was no thank you.
Damn it,
Um,
dude.
but the rest of it, like, I don't like giving rated on a scale like a numeric scale. I think that's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
If they kept the same level of pacing, it probably would have been arguably one of my games of the year.
Oh, okay.
Because of this ending part, I could give it give it like an 8. Still
Okay.
good. It's just that it just at that point I was like, I just want to finish the game.
It
I'm
just
not like, oh, how does it end? I'm like, I just want this to end.
it's just the timing. They hit you with your fucking pet peeve at the end of the game. That's
Multiple times.
multiple
They did it
times.
twice and then like, not all right, now do a dungeon and then it's a puzzle. So like, oh, which door
Oh
goes where? And I don't know where I am on the map to begin with.
yeah. So they hit you with the shit you hate at the end.
Bitch.
Yeah.
And then so it's that and then before I think it's after he vanished like see a pussy. Um you go into another like open world dungeonish thing, and then they make a optional boss rush along that dungeon. So and I did it because I got to work the body, and then you get to
That's
him,
fair.
and then he leaves another time.
Nah, I
I
would
was
have
like,
been yeah, I would have been really upset with that. Like I don't mind the running away part. Don't make me do a multiple phase boss and then run away so I can do I'm assuming another multiple phase. Like I
with a dungeon in the middle
yeah,
twice.
and the dungeon, I forgot. The puzzle dungeon.
Please,
Gosh. Well, I'm with you.
I enjoyed the game. I'm waiting years for this to come out, and I enjoyed my
You're
time
happy
with it.
with it? I mean a lot of
Yep.
hours in it, so I mean it's worth the cash.
I forget if it was 108 or 180 hours, was what I got when I finished.
That's a huge difference.
I know there's a 1, I know there's an 8, I know there's a 0. I don't know.
Okay, then sort that out, buddy, because that's an extra 72 hours
Let me make
difference.
sure that lines up. Let me see how much time I have in the game itself and see which one lines up.
Oh, I see. Because when you pause it in game, I'm assuming it stops the timer. Are you launching the game right now?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Looking on Steam just to see like the game and how much time I have.
what does Steam say? Oh, he's typing it to me.
Yeah, because I gotta filter. 129 hours total. So it might have been 118.
That makes sense.
118 hours.
I don't know where the 0 came from then.
No.
That's a good amount, man.
I feel like that's less time than Persona.
Is it?
My time for Persona.
Well, because you remember you played it twice. Technically, you played it without the DLC and then played it with the DLC. That's why it might
But I
feel.
think-
That might be why it feels longer.
If I vaguely remember my time in game was longer though.
Oh,
But I don't know. I could be wrong. If you like JRPGs, if you like the Atlas formula of like the calendar dates, the JRPGs,
Mm-hmm.
if you like more of a job or class system like Dragon Quest as opposed to the catch 'em all Persona stuff,
Yeah.
this is your game. The only thing is, the story the anime JRPG story extends of you're never gonna fight God.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. If you're tired of that,
I'm assuming it's like a big old fucking thing. It's got his arms out and shit. You have to hit the arms to. Yeah. Okay. We've been there, done that. We're still doing it, I guess. All right.
mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a small thing. It sounds. I don't know what's my fucking obsession with going back to a Persona like thing. But you're saying like the stuff that I didn't like seems to have been tweaked. So I might like this a lot.
I think so. I think you'll like it.
We'll get to
At the very
one
least,
JRPG at a time.
what else? Which one else are you playing?
I'm playing Sea of Stars. And boy,
That's
am I
not-
hooked. That is definitely a JRPG. You're wilding right now. Unless it doesn't. Okay, I'm with you because right now it's been very, very linear. Like there's some off places to do stuff, but like.
I didn't beat it because I got to the point in the game where I got to the. All right, I get it. Point.
I thought you finished it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, where did you? Where's the last thing? Where's the last place you went to? If you remember,
The last thing I finished was like that. It's like a beach area.
doesn't tell me anything. Did you go to the place? Did you meet the poison dagger lady?
The one that's pretending to be someone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how early you got out, so I'm like, okay. So I haven't gotten to your I get it part yet.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna see if I got past it because I'm like, this so far I'm digging it. It's like there's not too much to think about. The mechanics are nice and fun. It's active. Like, well, I'll review it later. But
I like the narrative. I like the characters. I like the way it plays because it's like an active turn based where like you press a button at the right time. I love that. That's why I like.
So you don't know what happens to Garl. Fuck.
I don't even remember who that is.
Don't worry.
Why I didn't.
He's the third friend, the third wheel, pretty much in the beginning of the story, who can cook.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah, that's why I was like, nothing. I hope nothing happens, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know,
but we can stay on top. I'll review that later on because that's had his hooks on me so recently on my Steam Dink.
If you love that, you might want to buy the Super Mario RPG remaster because it's very similar gameplay wise.
I was thinking of trying out the what's Dirt Cheap is the sequel to the Rabbids game. It's on Switch. It's like $12 for the physical edition. I'm like, holy shit! If it's good, I might grab that.
I own the original. It's okay. I was looking
because it's like XCOM, right?
It's a very dumbed down version, which is kind of why I got to the I get it point early.
Got it. Okay.
It's a very simple approach to it.
But
there's no permadeath, so naturally it's not stressful enough.
You're right. You need your life on the line when you're playing XCOM games. Yeah.
I relax when playing Darkest Dungeon. So
yeah.
Maybe that's why.
That was too easy for you. Okay, but yeah, Sea of Stars I'm digging. So, but I every time I see the Persona 5 Royale on sale, like for physical for Switch, I'm like, I'll play it again. And I'm like, Anthony, stop. You don't want to play it again. And this is Metaphor's my if this is good, I'll play it again. I'll play it again because it's supposed to be similar but changed. So it sounds like this might be my next or maybe I might jump between the two. It's turn based, so I don't have to worry about like what's it called? Play
You're gonna jump into the other game like, what was I doing again? Nah, I'm good.
Oh,
And then
you're
move
right.
on.
You're right. You're right. You're right. I shouldn't do that then.
But when you were playing Yakuza, were you playing another turn-based?
No. It was
You weren't
just
playing. It was after Persona.
yeah, remember I went from Persona 5, finished it, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, it was Yakuza, the first Like a Dragon, then into Persona 5, I think it was. No. Did I play the Like a Dragons back to back? I don't
I
remember.
don't know.
If for anyone who does listen to this, I remember what episode I reviewed Like a Dragon, what episode I reviewed Infinite Wealth. But I could have sworn I played both of them this year.
I'm looking at how long to beat. I wasn't too far off for their completionist time for Metaphor, but it averaged to 102 hours. That's like what 10 or so more. It's not too bad.
You don't have that much left, maybe. Besides maxing everyone out, but that's just a grind fest. Like that's not.
There's New Game Plus in this as well, like the Persona games.
There's New Game Plus in Persona. Oh, I don't remember that.
And it's funny is in Persona they lock specific personas behind that, so there's some you can't even access until after.
Oh,
So that's why I have my save there, and then if they announce DLC, but oh whoops, I'm back in.
that's fair. Because then you could keep everything. Last time you messed up because you had it on console, right? Yeah, but
Yep, I had it on PS4, and then PS5 is when I bought Persona Royal, and then played through it. And then they're like, Steam now.
and you're like, oh, excellent.
I almost did. I was like, don't hit checkout.
Yeah, don't do it. What was I gonna say? I think it was Persona 5 Royale, which started off my weird obsession with fucking JRPGs now. Then I played Like a Dragon, not the new one that came out this year, which is fucking excellent. Uh, as someone who doesn't play turn-based RPGs that often, and then I played Infinite Wealth afterwards because I think I was playing Infinite Wealth while I was on like during the time like in what did I in April?
During your trip, your
Yeah,
London trip, you
my
were
London trip
playing
was
it.
which was in April I think. So yeah, it was earlier this year. And I don't know what's going on. Now I'm playing. I saw Sea of Stars started because I'm like, damn, I haven't played a game like I played Messenger a little bit on my Steam Deck, and I'm like, damn, these guys are knocking it out.
Oh,
What?
that's right. That's them.
That's them. That's why I'm like, oh man, what's their next game? I'm like, oh no, my god, Sea of Stars is their next game, and I'm like, I need to start playing it because I haven't played
Oh,
their. What's up?
next year's when DLC for CS Stars comes out.
Oh, they released something recently. They have co-op now.
They have co-op, yeah, but like paid expansion is
Oh,
next year.
I still need to finish
It's
the
called
Messengers
Throes
one.
of the Watchmaker.
Oh, okay, we'll see. So far, I've been enjoying the game a lot. I'm digging the characters. I'm digging the mechanic stuff, the active stuff there. I'm playing on an easy, so like I think on easy it gives you like double health to begin with or something. So I'm like I'm surviving a lot of stuff that I shouldn't be surviving if I was playing normal. I'm assuming.
Normal, I don't think in my time playing I died.
But again,
But
that's
I'm
different,
young.
and yeah, it's different in expertise here. I'm used to like not, turn-based RPG stuff. Like the last stuff, like even Pokemon. I played Pokemon, but it wasn't like doing all the stat stuff. I was just like, just level them. I like this one. I want to level them up. I wanted to complete the Pokedex. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
It's
go
like
deep into
Hitmonlee,
it.
give him a roundhouse. Does
Yeah.
that move the damage? No. I'm not using that.
I'm like, talk about it. If the power is not higher than any of my other powers, I'm like, why bother?
Mm-hmm.
I was not doing any building in that, which I'm sure there's huge like chemistry depending on the party, especially when they added the two out at a time.
A friend of mine is into like he watches
Tournament play?
competitive Pokemon. Yeah.
Oh.
So a lot of times when I was playing the Switch ones,
Mm-hmm.
he had already beaten it, and then he was uh watching it a little more at the time. So I was learning about the actual like approaching it not like a dumbass,
That's fair.
which is funny.
So you had the meta beforehand.
I think I
Okay.
still did what I wanted to do, but I knew that it wasn't good.
That's fair. I was you learn by doing. That's the point of like the theory crafting stuff. And then the newer Pokemon, it's easier to try stuff because everybody in your party gets XP. So anyway, but yeah, I think to wrap it up here. Yeah, we already had an hour and a half. I mean, I'm good to end it here, but we have two
Um,
big reviews here. Um, Yeah, for Metaphor. It sounds like you're selling me on it. Because I'm like, I'm not gonna touch a Persona thing unless this is like bonkers good. And I'm like, I sound everyone's liking it, so I might give it a shot after I finish
I
Sea of
enjoyed it.
Stars.
It's just that last bit is the mana stuff I can nitpick,
Hmm.
but the pacing of the last part, I'm like,
And it has to do with it also do with you're already at 100 something hours in this game. So someone going, just kidding, there's more. You're like, fuck you. I feel like I was
and
almost done.
especially in ways that I hate when stories are prolonged.
Yeah, I'm with
Do
you
you
on
say?
that. That's all I got on Metaphor. I think you sold me on it, to be honest.
I have
Um,
it, so you don't have to buy it.
oh, that's true. I'll give it a shot. That way I'll try it, and if I do like it a lot, I'll buy a physical when it's on sale, like 2 years from now.
And you don't have to worry about me playing it because I uninstalled it.
Damn! Like, I'm
So
done.
you have free access.
Did you get all the? Is it able to get you able to get all the achievements in one run, or no?
I personally didn't. I don't see it happening like that because one of them is with just your main character. So
Yeah,
your character, master every class. So I think it's you have to buy a new game.
and you can't. You can't. Oh my god, doing a dungeon, I'm assuming, takes time of your day and night shit.
Yeah, it's like the way that you'd have to commit to a palace is how you commit to a dungeon.
Got it. So when you're running through it, it'll be time will move forward when you come out of it.
And like from what I remember, Persona they'll spawn things in that floor quicker. But I think it might be so like let's say you go into a room and come back out. I think they come back.
Mm-hmm.
From what I remember, I think Persona might have sent you bullshit way more rapidly.
I do remember in Persona. I think if you left the palace and came back, it spawns everything. But if you're no, or is it when you go in the safe room
There's those exist still, the safe rooms.
in the middle of the dungeon? Oh, perfect. So you guys should take a break. Like if something comes up, you're like, oh, I gotta drop the game for a bit.
It's usually the bigger ones. If it's not a bigger dungeon, they have like a little cat that you can save at. It's like a little checkpoint save guy.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. It's already an hour and a half, and this is a Thanksgiving episode, so we're giving you 2 things you can do. You can watch Arcane. 3 things. I forgot I talked about the Penguin. Watch the Penguin over the Thanksgiving, people. If you haven't seen Arcane, you can probably binge Arcane over the Thanksgiving break. Uh, and start Metaphor. It sounds like that's gonna take you a bit. Actually, for the kid, shout out for the kids who like JRPGs. This Metaphor is the game because you're gonna go right into Thanksgiving break and then Christmas break a couple weeks from now, and you can be playing Metaphor throughout the whole break. So those are the two. I think that's the game plan. Then one movie's over for next episode, Brian.
All right.
Upcoming releases we have for games Raven's Watch, which I'll probably review that next week. I'll add it to the list. That's coming.
1.0.
Well, it's been on 1.0 for PC. It's coming out on consoles now. So if you actually were interested in Raven's Watch, I can get you a copy, if you will. I've been playing that.
I want to try it. It's
That's
like
what
co-op, like co-op-y Hades like roguelike, right?
yes, it's pretty much that. I'll talk about it more later or next week because I've been trying out different characters that you can pick in it. I didn't get very far in the game because I'm terrible at it. Again, I'm not good with builds and shit, so I'm really bad at it. But it is co-op, but we'll talk about it later. That's out for on PlayStation 4 and 5 and Xbox One
Gotta be, I'll
and
be
Series
back.
X. Okay, I'm just gonna go through the releases. Uh, Void Crew is a 4-player roguelite as well. I think you have to like manage a ship with like 3 of your friends. It looks pretty cool. We'll see how it reviews. I saw the trailer and it looks pretty fun. Uh, for movies and TV, we got Watchmen Chapter 2. I think it's a straight to I'll say straight to home, straight to digital platforms movie. Moana 2 is in theaters, and then there's a A24 movie called Queer that's starring Daniel Craig. Trailer looked pretty interesting. I think that's also a theatrical release. That's not going to be on digital. So when that comes out, I'll probably check it out. And then for music, there's like 2 things listed. There might be some surprise drops due to like Kendrick's release last week, which I'll talk about Kendrick's album next week. I need another week to sit on it. I heard it twice to completion. like the album, and I'm like, let me give some time. Uh, this week there's like one or two people dropping on Friday, which makes sense. Everyone's gonna be, with family and stuff, celebrating the holidays or Thanksgiving. And that's about it. I don't know if Brian will be back before we're done here, but uh, that's that's it. We'll be back next week with Kendrick album. I'll probably talk about Raven's Watch because I've been playing that pretty often. Uh, I don't think I'm finishing Sea of Stars anytime soon because JRPG or regular RPG, I guess. Turn-based RPG, whichever. Perfect. Okay. I talked enough so he got back in here in time. I already went through all the lists here for the upcoming releases. I don't know if you want to go and check Spot to see if there's something you want to mention. But music, there's like 2 things coming out this week, and that's probably because of the holiday weekend.
And people are probably gonna do surprise drops. Something tells me Friday we're gonna see a Scissors album.
Same, and that's because of her 2 features in Kendrick's. I'm like, if it is this a way to advertise?
And she was on Kai Cenat's stream. So it makes me think, hey,
Oh, that's the rollout. That means either this week or next week, or we might get the deluxe of SOS this week, and then
well then she lied to us because she said both will drop by end of fall.
oof. Well, anywho,
Uh,
I mentioned the same thing. I'm like, there's only 2 listed on there, but there might be surprise drops because people are saying Kendrick's gonna drop the real album this week, and I'm like, well, the one last week was pretty good. We'll talk about it. I'll talk about it next week.
I'm not even gonna click movies because I don't know any of it. So
That's fair.
games, I don't know. Let me see.
We're gonna review 2 more movies that Brian hasn't seen this year probably, and it'll be during our Thanksgiving when I go over there on Thursday.
Yeah. So many. I'm scrolling through the games. There's so many of these games from this month.
Yeah.
They're on my wish list.
Oh, really?
Fucking bullshit.
I mean,
What's today?
today's the
26th.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling.
You're scrolling?
He's one scroll.
He's 1 scroll away.
Uh, Football Manager 25. Let's go.
Yeah, man. They're making more and more, so people are buying it because they keep making more and more, unless they're copying and pasting.
Oh, Ravens Watch, like you mentioned. What the hell is Death Elevator?
What? Death Elevator?
A short and minimalist roguelike where every hit is lethal, but time slows down whenever you're in danger. Reach the top floor or die trying.
Yeah. Just in case. What is he right here? I don't know. Say again, Brian. Sorry.
No, I just read the premise of Death Elevator. That sounds cool. I haven't played a fighting game since my backlog of October. My backlog run. My backlog run.
Yeah, I've been doing a good balance of just playing some old backlog stuff and just playing games I like. That's been working out for me for the last half of the year. I need to get
Uh,
back on music though because I have been slacking for months now. I think I haven't listened to something new besides Kendrick's thing last week.
I was balancing like the play a game for me, play like
A
a
me
fighting
game.
game, and play a backlog game. But since I've been waiting years for this set of games, so since I started Metaphor, it's kind of just been
Beelining towards your wanted games.
yeah. And then I started Dragon Age on the weekend when I beat Metaphor. You're
I'm,
probably gonna like Dragon Age so far from what I've played.
oh, that's good.
It doesn't feel like a Dragon Age game. It feels like if Ubisoft made an RPG. It feels like a checkbox game,
Talk about it.
but you can pick dialogue and have sex with people. I guess.
Nice. Got one up on Ubisoft, bro. We'll see.
So
It's
far,
cause
I'm not too far in.
that's yeah, because I heard it's a very polarizing game for some reason. So we'll figure that out. It looked fine from all when I see people playing it. The combat looked okay. What was I gonna say? I think that's it. You see, any other upcoming releases that caught your eye there?
No,
Okay. Well then, oh, we'll see you guys next week then. Brian's gonna have a lot more to talk about because he already has a music minute here. And he's gonna have. If I had to guess, he's gonna talk about Wild Robot because he hasn't seen that. I'm gonna force that down his throat. Uh, what other movie you haven't seen that I'll make you watch this year?
Why don't you watch stuff that you haven't seen, and then we can both talk about it?
Because I don't know if they're gonna be good. If I'm coming, it's
Okay,
like it's not just you and me. If it was just you and me watching it, cool. We have mom and grandma watching. I'm not gonna put some trash on there and they're gonna be like, "What the hell is this?"
just put porn.
That's first of all, that's not trash. Second of all, grandma's seen them all, so
Oh,
it gets vetted by her, and then they continue the upload process.
hmm.
I would not wish that on anyone. I would not.
I would
This,
assume there's people that do that for like OnlyFans or whatever.
I think it's automated. There's no way someone sits through and verify it, unless it's like something that's been reported. But like someone stopping the upload to see if it's fine before the upload, that means you have to watch
I mean,
everything.
it might be for like maybe on like the account is made. Maybe there's like some kind of identification, and then they probably had to watch a video or something.
Oh, perhaps. I see what you mean, like to get verified and stuff. And
Yeah,
yeah, I see what you mean.
I would assume. I don't know.
Okay. Hey, we'll see. And if I don't see or hear from you guys, happy Thanksgiving. Be safe out there for Black Friday. There's crazy deals for gaming and stuff now. Like again, go shop physical, because there's some games that are coming out that didn't come out too long ago. It's already like half off or 75% off. I'm like, oh shit! But only for the physical ones. Like the digital ones are less of a discount. But yeah, that's it. See you guys next week. Bye.